Hi everyone, Amber here from Majestic. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a tutorial on how to make a basic crossbody strap with the two snap hooks and the adjustable slider. So this is actually made out of duck cloth. I didn't interface it because it's the four-fold method. So I actually made it to go along with this Addy shoulder bag that I made at 90% and turned it into a crossbody. But I wanted to have a video that was separate. So if you are a beginner or you're just learning to make crossbody straps, this way you'd have a tutorial for just the strap and it wasn't buried in a bag video. So the process for putting on the slider and the snap hooks on the end is the same if you were going to use like webbing or vinyl or other material. The only thing that I would change is this is the four-fold method, meaning it's going to get folded 4 times. So if you are using a thicker material, I might not use this method. But on a domestic, I make a lot of bags using cotton woven, canvas, duck cloth, and this is my favorite method when I'm using those materials. So I hope you find it helpful. If you do, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, I would love if you gave my channel a thumbs up or subscribed. All of it helps my channel grow and I appreciate it so much. Enjoy! Okay, so I decided while I'm making the bag that I'm going to show a separate video how I make my crossbody straps. So I have my fabric cut to 60 inches. I actually have it pieced together because the width wasn't long enough. And if you ever need to piece, you can put 2 strips like this. It lines up to the corner. And then so when it folds open, you sew the diagonal across. And so when it folds open, it continues your line. So this is 60 inches. And I have 2 snap hooks or swivel hooks and an adjustable slider. This one is adjustable. If you are using a vinyl, you might want one that's a little bit wider. If you are using seatbelt webbing or something thinner, you might want a thinner one or one that has like a fixed bar. This is a duck cotton. I don't have it interfaced, so this slider is going to be perfect for that. So I'm going to show you how I put my crossbody straps together. Alright, so I'm just making a very basic crossbody strap. I'm not going to use rivets. I'm not using strap ends. If you're just starting bag making, this would be fantastic for you. We're just going to fold our edges over. So this is cut to 60 inches long and 4 inches wide. So we're going to use the 4-fold method. So by folding it 4 times, starting at 4 inches, when we fold it down, it's going to end up 1 inch. So whatever size you want your finished strap to be, you just multiply that by 4. So what I'm going to do first, and I'm going to try to make sure I get everything in the video. I fold our ends in, so this way we won't have a raw edge. You can measure if you would like. I'm just estimating. And this way when we fold, we don't have an edge that is going to fray. And that's really important if you are using a cotton or any type of fraying fabric. If you're using cork or vinyl, you could leave the edge raw or edge coat it. All right, so I have both edges folded in. The other thing that I want to do is where I have joined my 2 pieces of strap together, I am just going to press this seam open. This will make it so that way when I am folding my strap, it's not quite as bulky in that area. All right, so now what I want to do is you could draw a line down the center. When I'm using cotton, I just find it's better to press. So I am going to press this. So I lined up the long edges together and I'm just pressing it in half. So I'm going to do the rest of that part in time lapse. All right, so I have pressed this folded directly in half. So that gives me my center seam. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold each side into that center. You could do one side at a time or both sides, whatever's easiest. I think going down one side and then the other is going to be easiest for me. And now we're just pressing. You can use clips if you have an ironable material. I find that I don't need to use clips. And now this method can be used quite a few different ways with different materials. So it's just knowing the thickness of your materials and if you think your machine can handle it. If you want to make this a little bit sturdier, you could interface it. It's duck cloth. It's pretty sturdy. So I'm not, and by the time we do 4 layers of this, it's pretty strong. So I'm not interfacing with anything. And so I'm just going to continue this, folding both this side, the right side, and then the left side to center, just like that. I'm going to do the rest in time lapse. All right, so now we have both our left and right edges folded to center. So now we're going to fold it onto itself. And you could use your iron and press this again. It will, let's see, it should hold it down. But instead of pressing, this is where I just usually like to start clipping. So I start at one end. As you can see here, there's no raw edge. It's all encased now in that end. And so now we're just going to clip all the way down. And I'm lining up the edge here as best as I can, because I don't really want the strap to shift. I find it easier when it's laying on a flat surface. So I'm just going to go down and clip it all the way down, just on the side that they're being folded to. All right, so now that I have my strap clipped all the way around, I'm going to take it to the machine and I'm going to top stitch. I start on the side that's folded first, and I just do one big rectangle. Some people have trouble with their straps twisting. So how you can do that is top stitch down one side and then turn it around and top stitch down the other. I don't normally have that problem, so I'm just going to do one big rectangle of top stitching all the way around both sides of our strap. Okay, so I have just finished top stitching the crossbody strap. So now we're going to put the hardware on. This step is the same whether I am using like vinyl, cotton woven, webbing. The hardware steps are the same. So on this end here, you can see one side's a little higher. So I want that to kind of fold over to hide it. So that means for my slider, I am going to go up on the left side, over that center bar, and down on the right. And now I can, because I've already encased the edges, I don't need to fold this over. If this was left raw, you could fold this over. Ours are already sewed in. So now I'm going to put it against my strap here. And I adjust it a little bit. You don't want it too far away from your slider. Okay, so now I'm going to take this to the machine, and you could sew a box. I like to do 2 single lines of top stitching across. You could use rivets, whatever works best for you. But generally when I am making my straps out of a duck cloth, canvas, or cotton woven, I do the 2 lines of stitching. Okay, so of course I forgot to hit record for the time lapse, but you can see that I have the double row of stitching catching the full piece that is folded back on itself. So now I have my full strap, and I'm going to take one of my snap hooks and I am going to set it down, and this is the inside. So if I were to lay this out straight, it would this part would be facing up. So basically if I start here and I go all the way down to the end, this is how you can make sure you don't twist your strap. I would put it on here, and I'm having my hook hang down because now I'm going to take that end. I'm going to go up on the right hand side of my slider, come over that center and down on the left. And when I pull, you'll see my strap is not twisted and my snap hook is on here free to move. Now for the other side, you're going to put your snap hook on, and this is where you want to be mindful. You don't want it upside down. So again, here is my slider. I'm sliding this to the end, and this time I'm coming down from the top and folding it back onto itself. If I look from the wrong side, it's going to look like that. And now I'm going to take this to the machine and top stitch 2 rows of stitching just like I did for that slider. All right, so I have just top stitched my 2 rows of stitching here, and that completes our crossbody setup. And like I said, this is just one of the ways to make it. So definitely do what is right for you and your machine and the materials you're using. But I hope that people find this helpful, especially as a beginner. Tutorials like this were really helpful for me. All right, so we have just finished our crossbody strap. I have attached it to the crossbody bag that I have just made. I do my straps at 60 inches. You can see there's still a ton of material left to make this longer. So I'm putting it a little bit shorter. I do like my crossbody is long, but this way you can see in the video. So I'm only 5'2", and I do carry a little bit of weight, and this fits perfect. I can adjust it much longer or even shorter. So I feel like 60 inches is a really good range for a variety of sizes of people as well as heights. So I hope you found it helpful. If you do, please consider giving my video a thumbs up or subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.